This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so today is the demo session. So we'll be basically seeing the overview of the course. Like basically, we'll try to understand what we will get out of this course and who this course will be apt for, right? Like for whom this course will be suitable. Um, you can understand whether it's really useful for you, for what domain you are in, and what career progression you can make through this course, all those questions, and what we will get out of it, what are the tools we will learn, and how the course will proceed, what will be the duration, and all those stuff, right? All the questions will be answered, and even any queries related to your doubts, right? Like maybe because chaos engineering is a very new domain, right? But now it's past saying new because it's already now almost, I will say, the new word was important maybe before 2 years or maybe 3 years. Now it's not new at all, because I know personally, right, like people who are switching into full-time chaos engineer role, right, which was initially like not possible. Now it's like many organizations have a specific chaos engineering role. Initially, before like a year and all, it was mainly handled by performance engineers or performance testers, right? They were very much keen on handling this role in their organization, but now the organizations have understood the importance of chaos engineering, so they are even splitting chaos engineering also, okay, with performance. So they're keeping a specific role for chaos engineering because it's becoming very very important for the systems, and we'll understand why. Okay, so why, like what is that is driving chaos engineering, or what is it that it makes very important for us to learn this, okay, this new generation testing practice, I can say, okay, or a engineering practice. So yeah, we'll answer all those questions, and I will make sure that all of you have sacrificed, I will say, maybe the word, your weekends, your evening hours, and I will make sure that you will not regret about it. Okay, so I will make sure that you won't feel that you are sitting on a in a session where you are not getting anything out of it, or maybe I will also make sure as much as I can to not make it boring, and so that I can include as much hands-on as possible, right? So yeah, so let's deep dive into what the course is all about and how the course will progress and what it is, such things. Okay, so the course Chaos Engineering is all about. So about me, right? So I work in a, I can say, maybe the top four of the world's biggest organizations, and I'm the chief architect there, basically the technical architect for, especially now I'm handling the testing side. So yeah, with a lot of years of experience, and chaos engineering is now a very important domain, and we are doing extensive research and team building in our organization for this is chaos engineering. And currently in our organization there is almost 5 to 6 people team on chaos engineering alone. So I'm handling multiple testing practices, not only chaos, performance also, even security, and some other testing practices. So, but chaos engineering is very, very booming one, and I'm giving a very importance to that domain nowadays because of the downtimes which we are seeing, okay, in the systems. And right, like the downtimes are, you will be listening to these news always, but you only listen to the news of some big organizations like Microsoft, Google, right? But there are smaller organizations also who are facing this downtime issues, and downtimes are not cheap, right? They are very expensive. So whenever a downtime happens or a production issue happens, it's like a nightmare. Okay, so if you see the downtimes which happened in Google and Amazon alone, right? Like last year, it cost millions of dollars for them. Okay, so that millions of dollars spending for just means like they can just think about setting up a chaos engineering practice in their organizations to save that millions of dollars. Maybe I will not say 100% you will bring it down, but if you can bring it down to even 90% of what it costs, it the ROI which you get out of it, the return on investment, what you're doing out of it will be very huge. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, cutting short all these things, let's try to understand, okay, what all these things is about, or what is it that we are like, what's chaos engineering all about, and what is it that we are going to see in the course. Okay. So now coming to what is chaos engineering, right? So how many of you have already read about it in a high level way? Anyone? Like, what's your understanding? Give me some points which you feel is chaos engineering. Yeah, go ahead, Henry.
Okay, so thank you very much for this platform. Um, I learned that chaos engineers are like they are people who test the system for its
Hmm.
robustness against any
Okay.
attack or failure or
Hmm.
any disaster that could happen to an infrastructure of which end
Okay.
users may not
Hmm.
have access to it. So we, those engineers, we test all those things to make sure that the system is up to task, so that in case there's any attack, the system or the application will still be running.
Yeah, that's a good understanding, Henry. Thanks a lot. Any other answers? Anyone? Venkatesh, Abhishek, Varun, Ajita, KM, Srikanth, Madhuri. Those who are traveling, obviously, please be, it's okay. You can be on the listening mode. But whoever is on your system or who are free to speak. Okay,
So what
right.
I understand
Yeah.
is,
Yeah, Abhishek. Hmm.
yep. So what I understand is basically in chaos engineering, we deliberately try to build the system
Yeah.
just to one of its applications is to observe the downtime and to observe the recovery time and how long it takes
Hmm.
the system to recover on on itself. So that is
Right, right. Yeah.
one
Yeah.
attribute of chaos testing is what I've
That's a
learned.
good understanding, Abhishek. Yeah, that's a very good understanding. So let me give it very simple to you. Okay, what is chaos engineering? Though we will see it in very deep and especially like why it is booming, what are the reasons driving this chaos engineering, right? So all those things we will see, but in a very simple way. Okay, what is chaos engineering? If I want to understand, and what's the necessity of it? So many testing practices we already have. Why do we need one more, right? So what's that driving factor of this? So if you see we faced coronavirus, right? Now, this coronavirus issue happened because if you see, we didn't have a vaccine before. So what we did after Corona happened, then we started developing the vaccine so that people who didn't suffer from Corona, we can protect them by giving the vaccine to them, right? Now, if this thing would have been done little time back before the coronavirus hit us, right? We would have saved maybe so many lives, right? So similar thing happens with the systems also or our applications, right? So what this chaos engineering is all about is, right, developing a vaccine for our systems. So what we do, so what's a vaccine, right? For that we need to understand what's a vaccine. So vaccine is not a cure, right? It's a precaution. So chaos engineering is all about that precaution, not that cure, right? Let's say many people confuse chaos engineering with the more sort of like disaster recovery testing, or they might yeah, they confuse with such type of testings. But what happens in disaster recovery is basically uh, there we are testing something and whether my system will come up properly or not. So it's a totally different area. But here, what we are doing is we are developing a precaution. Okay, so what is a precaution? So how's vaccine developed, right? So in vaccine, actually there is a virus which is less powerful or potent. Okay, so in a vaccine you have a virus which is less powerful. So you are injecting that virus into your body, using which the body can learn and adapt, right? So same thing happens in chaos engineering also. So in only thing is in our case virus is our attacks, body is our system, the application or whatever we are testing, and adaptation is the changes that we make to our application after we study the system, right? So this is how the chaos engineering works, like, or I can say what chaos engineering is all about in a very small analogy, right? So it's like a vaccine, right? We are developing a vaccine for our system, right? It's a precaution from any issues that might happen in the production. And frankly, Now, what's driving this boom, right? The boom is happening because there are a lot of viruses and lot of problems our system is facing. Not the virus. I'm talking about the cyber attack and all, but I'm speaking about the issues the system is facing, right? The downtimes. Now, let's forget this virus because I don't want you to confuse with that virus. So, virus was the biovirus I'm speaking about. Okay, the analogy, right? So now coming to the chaos engineering. So it's a precaution for our system against any production failure. So when I say production failure, I specifically use this word production because the failure that happens in non-prod environments, that's anyways could be multiple other reasons, but production failure happens due to specific reasons. Okay, and it's very, very critical to solve it because there is direct effect on the dollar, right? So it's very expensive. So even a minute when Amazon went down in 2023, right? I still remember the loss they made was $10 million. That was the amount of loss they made in just a minute of downtime in AWS, not Amazon, AWS. Okay, these AWS downtimes happen very frequently nowadays, and people are doing multiple or like their organizations are working very hard to avoid these downtimes to find out why the issues are happening. Now, if I have to find why issues are happening, I will have to recreate those issues, right? Recreate or create issues to understand, right? How my system will behave when this issue happens, because I cannot keep waiting for that issue to happen and then understand it in production and then fix it. I will have to do that before it happens in production because I cannot uh, lose so much of dollar or so much of revenue due to that downtime. And it's not only revenue, right? When an application goes down, it's not only dollars that you lose. What is the other thing you lose? Anyone? Is it good that your application is going down, like Amazon or Facebook or Google? What's that other, like money is okay, right? Like it's a direct thing. But what's the intangible thing, or what's that most important thing that they are losing?
Reputation,
Yes, exactly.
subscribers.
Reputation and indirectly customers, right? See, now let's say Amazon, someone came. Okay, he came to order something on Amazon, and maybe that customer is a first time customer. Okay, and he wants to order something on Amazon. Now, when he came, suddenly Amazon went down. Or like when coincidentally, okay, that time Amazon was not working, right? Now, think about a situation. He goes to Flipkart. There things work. Now, this guy, he's a first time customer. He would have spent a lot of money on Amazon in his whole, maybe the lifetime, right? But Amazon lost him because of that one downtime. Though that 1 minute of downtime might would have given them only 1,000 orders or maybe 10,000 orders, but they have lost all the future orders of that first time customer, which is a very big loss in the lifetime value also, and the reputation, right? Because the newspaper and all those keep like the media will just put it, and the fire will just spread like anything, that such big technology companies are like crashing, or like let's say downtime is coming, and how will the customers believe them, right? With, let's say, even some companies which are finance based, right? Or financial companies, or or like maybe some wallets and all, even stock market, right? Nowadays you are hearing a lot of times, I heard maybe last year twice or thrice that Zerodha was going down, right? So many things happening, right? And if I still remember, there was a stock market client who hired one of my students in the previous batch, I think third or fourth, I mean like batches before, right? Because I'm still in touch with him. So he says like how important chaos engineering is in their stock market domain. Okay, because there the real time data is flowing continuously, and if they lose even a minute or 2 minutes of data, right? It's a huge loss to their customers. It's not even like Amazon and all. It's a very big impact which they have with the downtime, right? So now when I say downtime, see, it's not only the downtime, but downtime is a major problem, okay, which people face. But chaos engineering doesn't focus only on downtime. Anything that causes a production issue, right? It's not that okay, downtime, then we can have some problem with the admin side applications. No, it's not about admin or downtime. It's all about your application should be running with whatever SLA at least 99.99% of time, right? So that's what the whole thing is about. Now, this thing you can never test, or the test cases or the use cases which chaos engineering covers, where there is this very, very thin and very, very clear boundary. Okay, what chaos engineering covers. Not, it doesn't match with performance engineering, it doesn't match with security, it doesn't match with disaster recovery. It has a specific boundary, and the experiments which we do in chaos engineering are very specific, and it uncovers a totally different problem in our system. Okay, so it's a it's a very beautiful practice also. I love it to do because I like breaking things, frankly. So it's so sometimes love to sit with my colleagues, run some experiments, do things, uh, like just set up some tools, understand those, right? And the main thing is, it's more sort of like you are doing an experiment, right? It's here we never speak about testing. Now there's a reason why we say experiments, okay, that we will see. Okay, so it's a very lovely practice, okay, and we will soon deep dive into these things and you will understand why it's so important. Yeah, any questions anyone till now? Any queries, anything? Okay, so this was just a beginning. Okay, I just wanted to start off with a small introduction of chaos engineering so that you can
Yes,
understand, okay, what in a high level way, what is it? Yeah,
I have a question.
sorry. Yeah, Ben, go ahead.
Yes. So my question has to do with why do we have to get chaos engineering because engineers because in the process of deploying our application, it goes through the sandbox, it goes through the testing stage before finally getting to the production.
Yes. Hmm.
Couldn't the testing stage um, see all the vulnerabilities that application could suffer?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, Ben, and that is where I said that the use cases or the experiments that we do in chaos engineering has a clear boundary. Okay, it never matches with what is already happening. That's why chaos engineering is actually becoming a different domain, right? If it could have been done by the traditional testing practices, then obviously chaos engineering wouldn't have happened at all, right? When Netflix started doing chaos engineering, when they moved on to AWS, right? So there was a reason why they started, why they introduced Chaos Monkey, right? And we will see all those reasons why it came and what's the drawback, or what's that gray area which the traditional testing practices are missing to do, and chaos engineering covers those. We'll see that in the upcoming sessions, Ben. Okay, it will be more clear. Yeah. Okay, right. So yeah, before I jump deeper into the topics, okay, what I want to cover now is I will try to make you understand what this course is all about, what all you will be learning out of it, how the course will proceed basically, okay, and like how long will it run and all those some basic questions, okay. So see, chaos engineering is all about understanding the systems, right? So if you want to do chaos engineering, you have to understand the system in which you are working on, right? So we will first of all understand, see, chaos engineering has grown due to two important things. One is cloud and distributed systems. This we will see, okay, what they are. We will see cloud in AWS. We'll try to understand what is cloud with some examples and all in AWS. And also we'll try to understand what is distributed systems, what are microservices, how they interact, and what are the problems we face with microservices, and multiple other things. Okay, we'll try to understand this. So these are the two important driving factors for chaos engineering. Okay, now when we speak about distributed systems, Kubernetes play a vital role. Okay. Now, most of the distributed systems, if you take 80% of them are running on Kubernetes. Okay. So it's a very huge share, right, which Kubernetes has. And Kubernetes also, there are different types like managed Kubernetes, generic Kubernetes, and Kubernetes itself. We have some important concepts which we need to learn, right? For example, let's say there are various concepts like pods, then there are various concepts like services, containers, how these containers are getting created. So see, what is the beauty about these things are, right? Most important thing is whatever we are going to learn here, you need actually coding zero. So you need to know zero coding knowledge. If at all anything is required, right? What is required is commands. So that anyways, which whatever I will be doing, that will cover 90 to 95% of the commands which you will generally need when you're performing chaos engineering. Okay. And also I will be providing a lot of cheat sheets, okay, which I have personally created and which I got from my experience, my network and all. So which will have all those important commands which you will come in your use, okay, and which will be very useful for you. Okay. Now coming, so as I said, so coding knowledge required is totally zero, because if you see, Kubernetes actually works on a language called kubectl. Okay, so we will understand how this kubectl commands work. And if you see that if at all there are hundreds of commands of kubectl, but you need only 10 to 15 commands, okay, which will cover 90 to 95% of the activity what you do as a engineer, because here we are not developers, right? That we need to understand. So whenever you go online and you start learning about Kubernetes, the main problem with that is you learn Kubernetes for development. But as an engineer or as a tester, as a test engineer, you don't need to know a few things which a developer needs to know, right? So you are a test engineer, right? You are not a developer, right? So how much you need to know about Kubernetes, that you don't find, or that no one speaks about, right? So here in this course you will learn Kubernetes as a test engineer. So how much you need as a test engineer, what you need, what all you need, how to debug, how to find the logs, how to analyze, how to find the issues by just seeing the table, right? So all those things we will be covering in the Kubernetes section. So Kubernetes, we will understand what's the Kubernetes, how the architecture working, pods, services, deployment, what are containers, what's a Docker hub, all those stuff. Okay, what's a Docker, and in a very very simple way. So you will feel like, oh, this is what Kubernetes was, and I was so much worried of for understanding that from so long, right? It was just a piece of cake. So you'll feel in that way. Okay, when we go through that. Now Kubernetes is one thing. So the tool, if you come to chaos engineering, there are a lot of tools in the market, okay, based on what you are testing and all. And out of that, Gremlin is the leading tool in the market. The main reason is obviously it's a paid tool, though I will say maybe only the most sophisticated paid tool in the market for chaos engineering, and reliable. Okay, because it's a paid tool, you have a lot of good support and all, so it's a very reliable tool. And the second or most I can say in the second category, when I put the tools, okay, which are very prominent in chaos engineering, is if I say chaos mesh, chaos toolkit, then let's say chaos monkey series, which is we call it the simian army, and some other tools like that. So in our course we have selected Gremlin and chaos mesh, okay, because there's a specific reason to that. Chaos mesh is an open source tool, okay, and you don't need to pay anything for them, and it's very easy to set up. We will see how to set it up, and just you can start using it. Gremlin is a paid tool. So in this course, what I will be doing is I will be giving this enterprise license to all the audience for 30 days. And if you need it for 45 days also, I can give it, not a problem. Only thing why I keep this 30 days limit before I remove that user is I have some user count limit, okay, in my license. Okay, so when that user count limit hits, right, I have to remove some users. So that's why I remove. Otherwise, generally this 30 days sometimes becomes 2-3 months also. Okay, so you get ample time to work with this enterprise license. Okay, and so you don't need to go with free trial and all. You get directly the enterprise license of Gremlin, which I will provide you, okay, with whoever uh, I mean, like needs to work with Gremlin, understand it, just play around with it, full license, right? So that before you apply it into your organization, you can be fully ready with the POC and all, right? It will be very useful for you. And as I said, Chaos Mesh is an open source tool, so you don't need any license as such, nothing required. But you will see clearly how you set up, how you do it, and all those stuff. Okay. And whatever I'm saying here, everything without leaving anything, we will do a hands-on. Okay. So whatever I say here, nothing is there which is you will not do, only I will do. Okay. Everything whatever I'm doing here, you will be also doing. And the course, if you see, is modeled in such a way that 70% to 80% is hands-on, 20% is theory. Now, why this 20% theory is because chaos engineering is a new domain, right? So we need to know a few things about chaos engineering, right? The principles of chaos engineering, how it works, how to create a test plan or an experiment plan, how to create how to understand a system and create test cases, right? So all those things will come in the theoretical part, little bit, okay? But most of the things we will cover in the hands-on part. So how you run experiments, various types of experiments, how you set up, right? Because chaos engineering is a new tool, so your DevOps team might not be able to help you with Gremlin setup, Chaos Mesh setup, and all. So you might have to do it, right? So how do you set it up, and all these things? Now the beauty of this is all these things, including Kubernetes, you will be able to do in your local machine itself. Okay, so we will set up this whole setup in your local machine, even so you don't need to even worry about the machine setup, right, or a machine required for this. Everything we will do, and on the cloud, right? We will see, understand how AWS cloud works, how we can run experiments in cloud, right? So those also. So you don't need to worry about where, like, how will I set it up. It's all about in your local machine, right? So it's and you will set the Kubernetes here, you will understand the logs, you will run the experiments and all those stuff here. Okay, now let me show you quickly. So this is how the Gremlin dashboard
Hey,
looks like. Okay, when you
Vishnu, this is Bibu here. Sorry,
sure,
before you
sure, yeah,
move
go ahead,
forward,
go
I
ahead.
had a
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
So,
yeah, Bill.
do you also like use the AWS fault injection service, like the native
No,
AWS
actually
service?
AWS
No.
FIS I'm not covering in this section, but I can give you one reference material which I have
Okay,
if you need. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, but I
So,
don't cover it because of the scope a little bit. Yeah,
got you. The whole reason of asking, we know
yeah,
if you can cover some of the open source tools which we can
hmm,
use across our client
correct. Hmm.
for POCs, right? So
Yeah,
that makes life easier because of
yes,
cost. You know,
correct,
Gremlin,
right.
all those they have.
Yes,
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
yes, yes,
And
exactly. Yeah, yeah, mm,
one other follow-up question I had is,
yeah,
do you also try to cover like let's say we have a particular service, we bring it
hmm,
down, right? So
yeah,
one service might have multiple REST controllers, multiple
correct.
sub
Hmm, hmm,
services,
hmm,
right? So do you
hmm.
also cover topics related to that, saying that
Yes,
how we
yes.
can run
So
experiments on
exactly.
those
So
REST
all covered,
controllers?
because see, microservices, when you try to understand, we need to understand how they interact with multiple other services also, right? So we will see
Exactly.
those all in the hands-on. Yes,
No.
exactly. Yeah. Manohar, you had some doubt? I can see your hands raised.
Yeah, hi Vishnu.
Hi,
I'm
Manohar.
audible
Yeah.
clearly.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, apart of this, I have small query in a deployment purpose.
Hmm. Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm deploy. Yeah, I'm deploying one software.
Yeah.
Is Render app is a better app for the deployment?
What was the app you said? Render app.
Yeah, Render app.
Yeah. So see, now there are a lot of deployment apps. Now, what is the reason you chose Render app?
For static website. For using for the
Okay.
static website, I
Yeah,
using
it's
that
okay.
Render app.
Good. Good only. Not bad. Only
Okay.
thing is sometimes see lot of it's easy to use. There are automated deployments, and there is a free tier also, right, for static sites, if I remember.
Okay.
So, but only problem with which what I seen is cost for if you're using it for small scale projects, right? It's okay. Okay, but
Okay.
when the project becomes bigger, it becomes costly.
Okay.
Okay,
Then
and also
it-
some advanced features if you want to go, the community is no, I mean like it's difficult for you to find a community answer for that.
okay.
Yeah,
And one more query.
yeah.
Another more the software is also there. It's a bigger software.
Mhm.
So I want to deploy that software. Can you please suggest any better deployment app?
Better ones. Maybe I can connect with you offline, Manor. You can just ping me on my WhatsApp chat. I can give you this Heroku and all is there. Heroku, then Vercel. There are few tools like that. If you can give me more on your application, what it is, I can give a more clearer. Even Netlify, right? So there are few some other applications, but I can
But
give you
but
a better. Yeah. Mm. Yeah,
I'm
Manor.
using that Nginx software is there. Nginx software is there.
Okay.
So this is a
Uh-huh.
better software.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yeah. So there are it will be better. You ping me, okay? We can connect it connect about it on offline.
Can you please give on a number?
Yeah, I had put a message in the group, right? So you can message me on that same number. It's my same number.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Any other doubts, anyone till now?
Just one last thing,
Yeah, Vibhu. Yeah.
Vishnu. You also cover on that deployment, right? So
Mm-hmm.
any deployment or any third-party tools, right? It may not be connecting to your
Mm-hmm.
internal services or internal
Mm-hmm.
application, but if they go
Yeah.
down, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
if your AZ goes down on AWS, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
even um, uh, like it's part of the course, like we cover that
Got it.
too.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. We will try to understand how to test a third party dependent services actually, not a third
exactly.
party, I'll say. Dependent services also. How to
Correct.
like what
Okay.
type of attacks you do, what test cases you develop for such services. Yes, we will
Yeah.
be seeing
Okay.
that also. Yeah. Any other doubts? Anyone? Okay, so let me put this question to all of you. You can just raise your hands, okay? So whatever I spoke till now, till that, uh, how many of you are keen to learn about Kubernetes? Just raise your hand. I can see one, Srikanth, Varun, awesome, Madhuri, Ajita, okay. So, yeah, I think pretty much everyone, right? So, very good. Okay, so this is what is the spirit I expect because Kubernetes is such a thing. I even don't say that you believe me. Okay, just go and just ping in your, I mean, like maybe the organization group and ask them. Okay, how many of you or like maybe some architect there, okay, ask them what's the importance of Kubernetes in the current world. It's very, very important for us to know about it, okay. And this course, though it's a chaos engineering course, see, now you are doing an operation on, let's say, like, okay, you're repairing a car, okay, so you have to know about the car, right? Without that you cannot repair a car, though you might not be an engineer, right, understanding those fundamentals of each parts and all what is there in the car, but to repair a car you need to know in a high level way, right, like what each parts work, how they work and all those stuff. So when you are working with chaos engineering, you extensively work with Kubernetes and you learn so much about Kubernetes that uh, after few days, right, like maybe after this course or maybe as we start the course, the topic Kubernetes after a week and all, you will feel Kubernetes is such a simple thing, okay, and that will surely happen. And Kubernetes is one topic. Now, Gremlin and Chaos Mesh. These are the two tools we have, right? So Gremlin, as I said, enterprise license I'll be giving. No, don't worry at all about the cost and all. Play around how much ever you want with that enterprise license. As I said, the days are like 30 days. I keep it because generally that's the number of days our course will run. But if you want more also, I will keep your name still intact. You just need to let me know that, okay, I didn't get time, need more time. That's all. Okay. And second is open source tool because exactly as Bibu said, we cannot live with the paid tool, right? We have to have an open source tool also for our customers or the client who are little hard on the pocket, right? So for them, Chaos Mesh we are seeing, right? Now using Chaos Mesh, whatever we are seeing or whatever we are trying to do, how we deploy and all, you can expand or extend it to other tools also, like Chaos Blade, Chaos Toolkit, right? Because most of them are very similar. Even Litmus, right? Litmus is very, very similar to Chaos Mesh. Okay, it will be very, very same. Now, AWS FIS, it's not a free tool, frankly. It's pay per use tool. Okay, so it's not that purely free. We cannot say that. Okay, FIS is not purely free. But again, if you're on AWS cloud and all, you have AWS FIS. Similarly, other tools are there. But see, all of them, it's more sort of like, if you know one tool, you can easily understand the other tools. Okay, though there are a lot of tools in the market, and ultimately I have seen this in every project or every organization who are implementing it. Since chaos engineering is a new thing, whatever tool you are comfortable with, right, you get a chance to implement that. Okay, and Gremlin, okay, it's paid one, that's fine. But chaos mesh, actually, if you have Kubernetes, easily you can implement. Now, in case you don't have Kubernetes, and if you have a bare metal system, right, where Kubernetes is not there, then you might have to go with Chaos Toolkit, which is an open source tool again, right? And that also is very easy if you learn once Chaos Mesh. Okay, and because there are a lot of, I can share some other tool materials also, because later on if you need, right, and you just need to contact me also. I can guide you in whatever way I can for setting up those things and all, right? So yes, so that's the thing. And when we speak about Kubernetes, it's not only Kubernetes, right? We learn about Dockers, containers, pods, services. Now, these are such beautiful terminologies, right? Or terms which you put in your resume. Your resume shoots like anything. Okay, frankly. So that's the thing. Okay, so whatever you learn here will be a mine of knowledge, right, which can blast your career ahead. So I mean, like, try to utilize it fully. Ask, like, any question, type of questions: dumb questions, foolish questions, stupid questions, good questions, nice questions, or whatever, right? Any type of questions, ask here, shoot here, because we all are here for learning, right? Even though I know these things, I still keep learning. Every day is a new learning for me. Okay, whenever we work on something, so we are all here to learn, and no one knows everything here. And we are like, I can assume that we are all here like a blank slate, right? You all are here like a blank slate. So you ask any questions to me, I'm here to help you out to interpret it, or to and if at all you don't understand any topic, please ask me to repeat. Right, I can repeat it even 10 times if you don't understand, in a different ways, so that you understand it. I will make sure that you understand it. I never look into the clock when that happens. Okay, so now when the topic of clock came, so our course now we have planned is for 20 hours. Okay, so 20 hours means like, Saturday Sundays, 1 hour, right? So 2 hours a week, so 20 hours means like maybe 10 weeks, right? Almost. So uh, I don't know if am I correct. Yeah. So almost, we will take almost 8 to 10 weeks. Okay. So to complete 20 hours minimum, because generally based on the interaction and all, what happens is generally it goes to maybe 21, 22 and all. But 20 is minimum what we are expecting with this course. And also, um, lot of different hands-ons and all will happen. Even I will, whoever is interested, I'll provide some assessments, assignments weekly, right? Which is not like compulsory you have to do, right? You can do. It's for only those who want to, like, just assess themselves, right? It's not like a compulsory thing. I will be providing weekly assessments, so that that whole week you can just do that, so that it becomes like a revision for you also, whatever we saw, right? Or whatever we learned about. And at the same time, you get a whole week, right, gap between after 2 sessions. So you can easily try to do that and brush it up before the next session, right? And as I said, recordings will be provided. So whatever sessions we take, all the sessions recording you will get. Okay, so in the private group, all the recordings you will get in YouTube. So you can just access that. It will be available for you lifetime. Yeah, Ben, please go ahead.
We must install Gremlin in our machines.
No, so Gremlin is like an agent. Okay, so if, that we will see how we install Gremlin on agent onto our machines. Yes, no, not like installation. It's on the cluster only. Okay, yeah, Ben.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so all these things. See, it's very. I mean, like, I am here to guide you each and every step. Okay, even a command, what we need to do. So no worries at all. Like what we need to do and all. I am here to handhold you in every step, right? So and whatever I am doing, you will be doing. So it's not that I do and you are not able to do. I will make sure that you are able to do it. Okay. Only thing is, one thing is that whenever I try to finish some topic, it will be always good that if you can go through the recording and try to revise it at least before next session, because in that sense you will have that continuity and that even like you'll be able to connect the dots with each other, right? So only that's the expectations I have, right? Like if I finish 2 sessions, you have 4 or 5 days in between, right? Before the next session. So try to maybe do 15 minutes or 10 minutes a day also, whatever we took, right? If you just go through the videos and all, it will be very, very helpful for you. It will remain in your mind forever, right? So that's one thing. Okay. Now coming to again, so Kubernetes Gremlin Chaos Mesh, right? Which we will see. Now, see, now in any practice or any testing practice, without monitoring tools, things are not complete, right? So we will see Prometheus and Grafana, right? So this will be our application. This is a microservice based application, a simple application, but microservice based Kubernetes based application, which is like a socks e-commerce store. Okay, like where we have different microservices like orders, cards, payments, then catalog, front end. So different microservices are there in this application. So we will be using this application to understand various concepts of chaos engineering, the hands-on and or whatever we do, and some other applications also as the use case to get a understanding of different cases, right, which we might come across. Now, the monitoring side, we will be using Prometheus and Grafana. Again, this also you will be setting up everything. I'll be also teaching you how to set up Grafana dashboards and all, how to connect the data source, how to set up if someone is new to these things, right? Even that also I'll be covering so that you know how to clearly monitor your chaos experiments in the monitoring tools and all, right? So that we will be seeing. And see, nowadays, without automation, things are not complete, right? Automation is like what I can say now, it's an inseparable part, right? So you need to also know how you can run automated tests, chaos engineering tests, right, or experiments in CI/CD pipelines. So we will see Jenkins in that case. We will see how to run pipelines, right? We'll understand how Jenkins pipelines run, how to run a chaos experiment in Jenkins pipeline. That we will see. Okay. So here also, as I said, everything from scratch. It's not that I will suddenly show a pipeline and in that I will run. No, I will set up Jenkins for you. I will show you how to write how to set up a pipeline and how to write or give that command to Jenkins to run the Gremlin experiments, or how to do that, right? So all those things we will see when we go to Jenkins. And Jenkins will generally the last sessions. Okay, it will be the end sessions of our course. It will come in the end. So we will be going like, okay, first we'll start with the chaos engineering practices, principles and all those. Then we will set up Gremlin. We'll try to see different attacks in Gremlin. Then we move on to understanding how to monitor different experiments in, and then we move on to the automation. So the course will go in very step by step systematic procedure. Okay. Now Gremlin again, when we come to Gremlin or Chaos Mesh, okay, both anything. So here also you can see different containers. So this is our application containers, Kubernetes, right? How you attack the cluster, how you attack the host, which is very important. See, it's not that always you will get only Kubernetes, right? You might also have to test hosts or like which are non-Kubernetes based systems. So that also we will see, okay, very basic way how, because though it's a basic experiment on host what we do, but that also we need to know how to set up, how to run and all, right? Even how to run a specific container. It's not that always a Kubernetes. You might have to run the test for a specific container, right? So that also we will see how to run test for a specific container, a standalone container, and what are things we need to worry about and all those stuff, right? Yeah, so any questions anyone till now?
For the application vSOCs, are we gonna host it in our local machines?
Yeah, so it will be host, everything will be on local machine. Why I'm doing this is because so that you don't have any cost or like any dependency on the cloud. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
cloud free trial will exist, I mean, like for 15 or 20, 30 days only. So after that
Mm.
it will be difficult for you to do it on cloud, right? So that's why I set
Okay.
up
Yeah.
everything on your local machine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Vijay.
good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions anyone? Yeah, I think some chats are there. Okay, let me see. Sorry, I didn't see the chats. Do you also consider some? Yeah, so native services like if I'm correct, this DynamoDB and all maybe you are speaking about, right? So that I'm not uh, considering now for now, but this I mean like sorry, the SQS and all I can give some examples of use cases how to run some chaos experiments on such services. Okay, that I can give you more sort of like a overview sort of case. I won't be able to show any hands-on in that sense, but how to run, right, like how to develop a use case and all that surely will be covering. Yeah. Yeah, anything else, any questions, anyone, any doubts?
Yeah, hi Vishnu. Like,
Yeah,
do we need
hi.
to write any scripting for this?
No, it's a zero code, as I said, only commands, right? Like for example, some get pods for kubectl get pods, so such commands will come, but scripting wise zero, you don't need to write any script. Okay, and pipeline
Okay.
also, when we go to Jenkins, I will be giving you the script to you, so you just need to put that chunk of script in your project that I will show how to do. Okay, so there also you don't need to do any script because it's already created for you. I have created for you, I will give it to you. Okay,
Okay.
so
So,
there
and also
also
like
nothing. Yeah.
this choice, right? Like
Hmm.
during the load testing, we need to do it, or it's a separate kind of uh,
Exactly, very
approach.
good question. Okay, Srikant. Now, this is a very good question. See, chaos engineering is all about different use cases we do, right? So, there are some use cases where we need load. I mean, like transactions, right? Especially
Yes.
now when I spoke about this SQS, right? SQS is a queuing service. So, in queuing service, without transaction, if you test something, doesn't make sense, right? So, that's
Yeah.
why what you do is you'll run a small load. So, that I will show. Like, there is a section where we try to understand how to run automated tests using Jmeter. Okay, so
Okay.
what I
Got
will do is your test will run directly from Jmeter, chaos and performance both. You don't need to
it.
go
Okay.
to chaos tools for that. Okay, that we will see. Okay, how to do that also. Yes, when we integrate Jmeter with chaos,
Okay. Got it.
and that
Yeah.
will be a
Thank you.
beautiful topic for those especially from performance background and who are pursuing performance background in future and all their planning. Right, it will be a beautiful topic uh, where we integrate Jmeter. Yes, yeah. Any questions, anyone?
Hello.
Yeah, actually, I
Yes.
missed out
One
that
more.
that. Yeah, yeah, Henry. Good.
Yes. One more. I wanted to ask, since we'll be using KZ to Kubernetes in our practice,
Yeah. Hmm.
is it okay to use Minikube, or we have to get a production type Minikube in order to run this test?
No, no, no. Minikube is enough for you. Okay, so we
Okay.
will be just installing Minikube. Yes, that's enough.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any doubts, anyone? Anything else? Roseline, Venkatesh, Hari, Dheeraj, Mathuri. Yeah. Anyone here from my any previous batches like JMeter or anywhere? Any performance engineering? Because quickly I don't recall. Okay, right. Yeah. So and regarding materials, right? So whatever materials I'll be using, so all those materials I have put in a drive in the Google Drive, and that drive link will be shared with you all, which will have all the materials that I'm using. Okay, so any commands, any cheat sheets, some PDFs, some softwares, even PPTs. Okay, whatever I am taking, and all those, even Jenkins pipeline when we are creating whatever we are using, test plan document reports, NFR document samples, all those things I'll is there in this drive folder. Okay, this drive link you will get so that you can access all those materials. Okay, so videos you get the recording, right? Every day after the session it will be uploaded into YouTube. You will get the private, okay, private channel, not a public channel. It will be a private YouTube group which team will create, and you will get the recording every day. So that's there, so you can go through the recording always, right? If at all sometime maybe due to some necessity, some official work and all, you are not able to join due to some reason, right? because so you can just go through the recording and come back with the questions next day, or even after you go through the recording, just contact me if you have any questions in WhatsApp. I'm always there, right? So I can clear it out for you. And yeah, materials is one part. So any other questions? And as I said, 20 hours will be the session time minimum, and it will run on Saturday, Sundays. And yeah, so timing will be as we planned, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. IST, as we have taken today, right? Yeah. So any questions? Anything general questions related to course or anything?
Sorry about timing. From 7 to 8
No,
p.m.
7:30 p.m. IST to 8:30 p.m. IST.
2 hours each day.
Yeah, as today happened, right? Same.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes. Yeah. It will be always same time only. Yeah, and one more thing, like, see, is sometime when you put a message, maybe you might not get a response very quickly in 5-10 minutes and all, because I don't keep seeing my mobile always. So, like, if at all anything is very urgent, you can maybe do a WhatsApp call to me. I can pick it up. But unless it's not too urgent, just put a message. Maybe in an hour or two, at least in 3-4 hours, I will surely respond back. Okay. Yeah. So please make sure you ask doubts, you interact, because we all are here, because even I learned from your queries, right? Your questions. So please bombard me with questions, okay, as much as you can, right? And so that we all can learn, we can all explore things, right, further. And also I can give you as much as I can, the knowledge which I have gained, right, from years of uh, I mean, like, working on these stuff, right? And it's a beautiful journey which I want to share with all of you through this course. And the course structure is also in such a way that these are all new generation topics, or I can say the current generation requirement topics, okay? And making sure that all of you are so skilled, or you are properly upskilled, that you don't miss any future opportunities, or even in your career progression in your organizations also, you get ample visibility through these things, right? So yeah, so that's it about. So, like, I don't want to go very deeper today, because just wanted to give you an overview. So tomorrow we will be basically going through some hands-on and all. We'll try to understand even a little bit more on the chaos engineering side. We'll do some attacks, right? We'll see how the attacks generally happen, right? All those things we will see in the tomorrow session. Yeah. Ben, you had some doubt? Okay.
Sorry, we will use Ansible in our project.
Sorry, Ben, your voice is little low.
Ansible. We will work with Ansible in our project.
No, no, Ansible we will not. It's a bit out of scope. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Understood.
Any other doubts? Anyone? Abhishek, Varun, Rajender, Ajita, Srikant, Madhuri,
I'm good at
Henry.
the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Dheeraj, Manoj, Jyoti, Venkatesh. Okay, I guess pretty much all are clear. So yeah, so let's stop it here for today, and let's continue tomorrow. Have a very good weekend all, and thank you all for joining, for giving your time, and maybe that's and frankly very grateful for your time during weekends, right? So thank you all, and meet you all tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your session.
Bye bye.
Nice session. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isha.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vishnu.
Thank you.